discussion has to stop. Yeah. Here we are. Come on
it
in,
wasn't
folks.
political. It was more royalist, really.
That's a
we should do a pre and after version of this.
It was
show.
more Roundhead and royalists. You know what I mean? It was like, get rid of them.
We could always be like Doug TeNapel and spend the whole time talking about politics instead of comics.
Oh, it's so dull. Go away.
Yeah.
Go away. Comics.
I guess he's doing all right.
Well, good for him.
Yeah.
Good for Doug.
Cut back on listening to a lot of that crap.
It means you're a catcher, not a pitcher.
You tell him, Doug.
Exactly right.
Often listen to Doug tonight for my political.
When I think politics, I think Earthworm Jim.
Yeah, Earthworm Jim. Yeah, that's
no. Actually, he does good. He does good. I don't mean to cut him down too much. But he's all right.
No, I'm not. I'm kind of cutting myself off from all of the political stuff at the moment. It's just
I'm just tired.
Why bother? I'm tired of it. Sick of it. Sick of the idiots screaming at each other.
I did that with a lot of comic commentary too, because it's just gotten too much.
Yeah, I saw there are a few.
I don't need it. You know,
there are a few. We should maybe highlight them more when we find them. There are a few. A few channels that just talk about like old stories and comics and the actual characters, and I think they're great. I really like those. My only problem, and this is going to sound incredibly rude to all my friends and cousins and special people in America, but sometimes the voices do get a little bit grating.
We're all special.
Some of those high-pitched voices, they're a little bit too much for me, a bit squeaky, and I can't listen to them.
The ones I don't like are those that can't talk like that back in the throat like that. That
get that vocal fry working. Oh, I'm an expert.
Like in Tuesday in California, when they'll say, "Oh, we're going to go there Tuesday."
Yeah,
Have you seen that program? I don't know what it is. Where the guy goes for the coffee,
rubbed together,
where the guy goes for the coffee, and some film or something. It's the guy at Band of Brothers, Band of Brothers, Winter's number 2 guy. I don't know his name. Anyway, he's that actor, and he goes into a cafe and he says, "Can I have a coffee?" And the girl says, "What do you want with your latte?" And he says to her, "Why are you talking like that?" It's really funny. And it reminded me of Falling Down when, for the first 20 minutes, brilliant, isn't it? It's what everybody thinks, and they turn him into a nutter, don't they?
They make him out to be this hideous person. Okay, like he did go. He is a little bit off kilter, but everybody's thinking it. Everybody's thinking, I don't understand why the world's like this.
I bet the writer thought, I won't get away with this. I better make him into a lunatic.
Yeah, I've got to make him into a monster at the end, and then let's just have fun for the first hour and a half.
that was a movie way ahead of its time.
Oh, it was, yeah.
So let's start the show, folks. Got a great book to look through, some nice sequential art. So got a kind of a new opening. So we're going to try that out. Here we go.
Woo-hoo.
You bunch of losers! What was that? This is not a charade. We need total concentration. Now, once again, this time, with feeling.
You like movies about gladiators?
No matter where you go, there you are.
Do you like movies about gladiators? You ever seen the inside of a men's locker room?
Speaking of the insides of a men's locker room, hi Marv. Thanks for joining us.
Is it a holiday there? Is it a holiday in Portugal? Is it a holiday in Portugal? Is it a holiday in Portugal?
Yeah. Today is Easter, so I'm in home. It's a holiday.
Oh, this is Good Friday then, yeah.
You don't have that in America, do you?
Oh yeah,
you do.
We don't observe much, but it's
all right. But you don't. It's not a holiday, is it?
I don't think so. No, I don't think. I think the banks are still open. I think half the day, and I'm not sure if the mail is still running or not. But I don't think it's a federal holiday. I could be wrong though. Somebody in the chat correct me if I'm wrong. So let me know. Hey, folks, I'm your host, Randy Zimmerman. We're here to look at great sequential art. This is Comics by Night for the 3rd of April. Holy crap. Soon it'll be Christmas. Beat you to it. There we go.
That's my line.
That was your line. Joining me this morning, Mr. Glenn Fleming. Glenn, please introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. My name's Glenn Fleming. I'm a writer, artist, and publisher. I write books like this one, which details my visit to see the late great Jack Kirby at his home in California. I also draw things like this.
Mm-hmm.
A few years old now, but I might as well show you. All right, I'll do that. And I'm a big fan of lettering, so I do my own lettering.
Yeah.
And I also design logos and titles and things. And occasionally I publish magazines like these. Oops, I like those.
Spies.
Crikey. And 15 issues of Comics Unlimited on Amazon right now. 100 pages of comics and interviews and all good stuff. And my 3 cohorts here have all appeared in this magazine.
Nice.
So check it out.
You want to know comics history, get that Comics Unlimited.
Yep, that's it.
Also joining us this morning, Mr. Russ Leach. Russ, please introduce yourself.
Good morning. My name's Russ Leach. I'm a comic book artist from the UK, currently working on The Atlantean. It's live over at runmycomic.com. We're on 102 backers at the moment.
Yeah,
so go check that out. Funmycomic.com/theatlantean4. That's the number 4. And you can go pick up a book there. If you want to find out more about it, find out more what's going on when it's happening, just go over to russleach.com and sign up for the email list there. We've got sold some artwork, actually. We've sold some artwork, so it's good. So there's original pieces there for you to see.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's all there for you to buy if you want to buy an original piece of artwork from the book or from any of the other books if you want to get in touch with me. But best thing to do is go to russleach.com, sign up for that email list, and we'll tell you everything you need to know.
All right. Also joining us this morning and making a rare appearance here on Comics by Night, Marv. Marv, how you doing, bud? Introduce yourself.
I'm doing great. Working right now on my short story called Deadliest Cat. I'm doing the lettering and the inking right now, but I can show you guys
Wow, look at
one of the pages.
That's it.
This is the pencils of page page 2, and I'm working right now on this very short story, horror story about a guy who is being kidnapped, but is the wrong kind of guy. You don't mess with this kind of people, so it will be done very very shortly, I hope. And
nice.
A love story.
yeah, I love that story.
We are looking at the book B. Krigstein Comics. Zooms in on it. There we are. The great Bernard Krigstein, artist in the Golden and Silver Age. Let me edit my name out of here. There we are. All right. Krigstein's mostly known for his EC work, but he did a lot of work for other publishers, and that's what we've got collected here.
Okay. Do you want to change your camera settings again?
Yeah.
Got to or don't? What?
Change your camera settings again. It's blurry.
Is it really? Oh, it's looking great here.
Yeah, well, it would.
Yeah. No, I mean on my screen, it's looking good. All right, I will get that.
That's better. Flick it back now. See if it works. Because last time you had it on a. There you go. You had it on a good resolution, and you literally just toggled it backwards and forwards, and it made it clearer.
I haven't. Oh,
That's working now.
I was going to say I haven't even touched it. So.
Have you not?
Yeah.
So, well, it's getting clearer now. Is
Slowly
that good for you, Glenn?
Yeah, that's good now.
Yeah, that's
Slowly
good.
the fog is lifting. All right.
Yeah, maybe it's just maybe it's an internet thing.
The kid talks tough. Matt Black in the house. Merv. Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Hey.
So here's Western. That's where we left off.
It's got a look to it, isn't it?
Very clean ink style to it.
Yeah, the first page there, 5 panels of the same shot. It works really well because they're moving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not like cut and pasted of the same. He's actually redrawn every character.
Yeah.
It's an interesting choice of colors. They said the majority of the colors here are by Marie Severin.
Yeah, I can believe that.
They didn't point out which weren't her work, but it's all good.
She was a busy lady, Marie Severin, wasn't she?
Yeah, all behind the scenes mostly. Yeah.
She was so bloody good at what she did.
Yeah, really got on with it, didn't she?
Mm-hmm.
We'll probably find out later that she only worked 2 hours a day. She was that quick, you know. It's usually the case, isn't it?
Don't. We're already feeling inferior.
It's not bad though, is it? When you look at this kind of stuff, excuse me, and you think, like Russ just said, we feel inferior, but it's not really bad to feel inferior to Jack Kirby, is it? And Gene Cole and John Buscema.
You've got to have benchmarks, haven't you? You've got to have people that you think, I look up to them.
Yeah.
But they all had the same sensation. They would look up to other people,
of course,
masters before them and other cartoonists. So what's important is that you make your own style. You know, as we've said before.
Yeah.
It's like John Buscema. You know, he loved. Was it Prince Valiant? Did he like? And and the, stuff. You know, all that kind of stuff. All that the newspaper stuff.
Yeah.
He was a great artist, and he ended up having literally a unique look. There's nobody else looks like John Buscema.
Yeah.
There's people that try and copy him, and don't get too far, but it was his look, and and you know, even though he felt maybe inferior to artists prior to him, and looked up to a benchmark, he made his own path, and I think that's what you need to get from John Buscema and other artists of his kind is that you need to get the fact that he paved his own way. That's the important thing, rather than, I mean, it's easy to just look at their art and go, oh wow, I wish I could draw like that. But that isn't the point. It's not the point. The point is that you remember their art because they were unique, because of the way that they displayed their stuff, and that was because they made their own way. They created their own benchmark, and that's really what every artist should be trying to do for themselves.
Is that
Matt Black says, I'm currently watching 2 streams, NASA's Artemis in my second screen, and you guys on my first. Sorry, Glenn, didn't mean to say.
Nice. Glad we're on number 1.
Yeah. Is that
as opposed to being number 2? Go ahead.
That's right. Yeah. No, it's okay. Move on. Turn over. Let's go.
Glenn's had enough.
I tried to speak 5 times. That's 4 times.
I'm sorry, Glenn. I really am. Go ahead.
No, carry on. Come on.
No. All right.
It's not important.
He got shot.
No, you killed him.
Was it just talking, Sheriff? I had teeth on a 6 gun.
It was my paws.
Oh, teeth marks made by my first teeth, huh?
Oh God, I bet his teeth are sore. He's bitten into metal like that. Jesus. Wonder his teeth weren't still in it.
Huh? Love puzzle. I'm not sure if this is a romance or a horror story.
It's probably both.
Could be. That just blended her hair right in with the background.
Did we establish who wrote these?
No, honestly, it doesn't say.
Right.
It gives no writing credits at all. So I'm not sure if he wrote these as well as drew and inked them or what. Just the colorist is noted. And of course, the artist. Editor. Marie Severin, chief colorist. That's about all the credits you get outside of the publishing credits. I see a lot of later Carmine Infantino in this. The way that the poses are, some of the inking, and the way that some things are stretched.
Who was the publisher of this?
This book was collected by Fantagraphics.
Originally.
Gary Groth. The stories are taken out of, I think it's Standard and Hillman. Those are all companies that are in public domain.
Right.
I think it was Standard. We read where it was from. There's whoops, sorry folks. There are copyright notices there. Classic Syndicate is big in there, and Headline Publications looks like. Got a notation. I gotta figure out where we were. There we were. Special guest appearance by Clark Kent.
Yeah. Look at that bottom left there, what she's saying there.
Dick. Oh, Dick.
Darling, Dick.
Dick.
Don't ever let me go, Dick.
Matt Black says the fella must have had his shredded wheat to have teeth marks on in his pistol. Remember the old shredded wheat adverts where the guy eats his fork and spoon after eating shredded wheat? LOL. That's a bit of exposition. The little info dumps there.
Yeah.
Boom.
And then nothing on the right-hand page, if not, it's a different story.
Yeah, start of a story.
Google's gold. Oh dear.
A little darker.
Yeah, he's using a heavier line, isn't he?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thicker, even just smudges for wrinkles there. Quick ink marks. Know what works and when to place it, you know?
Yeah.
Yep.
That line,
oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
look at that line in that first page, center panel, center layer. Look at that line. The thickness of that line is amazing.
Yeah.
Very confident.
Same here too.
Yeah.
Around the shoulders.
Like a chick stone kind of line.
Yeah, hardcore shadow.
Fantastic.
This is nice. like to see this in black and white. It's a lot of, I think, knocks a lot of that detail out.
Yeah.
Some of that reminds me of Graham Ingalls, Ghastly.
Yeah.
Some of the ink work, brush work there.
And this from the same time. Is this 50s?
Yeah, it is.
Those thick lines might be because they didn't want to confuse the rear with the same palette color.
Could be. Yeah,
that's possible. It's his way of separating the fields too, bringing the this character up to the foreground and pushing everything back. Might have decided there wasn't enough division between that, so he just emphasized the line. So it's got a real interesting combination between thick and thin. His brushwork and his pen work.
See, what I see in this artwork, excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat. In this artwork is the way that in today's comics that I've seen, because I don't really look at them, every panel has to be a pin-up, and they have to stand like the gods.
Yeah.
These are real people, you know. They're not posing.
Yeah, it's storytelling.
Yeah,
I was just going to say that. Yeah, these are true stories, beginning, middle, and ends, and just so much better put together than modern comics. Most modern comics. You still have some great stuff coming out. You just have to find it. So it's a different look here than what he had been doing.
Yeah. If you look at the first page, bottom tier, middle panel, that Gil Kane, that face, the blonde guy.
It sure looks like it, doesn't it?
We were saying this last week when these pages get passed around.
Yeah.
And people do little things on them, but the Gil Kane eyes there, I think.
This brushwork here especially looks a lot like Lee Elias or Frank Robbins, almost.
Yeah.
And look.
Almost appear do not feed.
What kind of animals are those, Daddy? Those two-legged creatures, they used to be called human beings.
Used to be.
Yeah. At the end of the story, it is. That was the hook. They're all captives in a zoo. Not for the miser.
They're trying desperately to be Eisner here.
A little bit of Milt Kniff here. That almost looks like Steve Canyon. But yeah, like we said earlier, everybody was feeding off of everybody else at this point. Everybody was influencing. As long as it looked good, that's what worked. It's a nice shot perspective.
Yeah, as much as I love Marie Severin's coloring, this should just be in black and white.
Yeah. It might not all be hers, too. So she's just listed as chief colors. Some of this might be somebody else. Depending upon the story and the publisher it came from.
Yeah.
Real heavy here. Again, a lot more looks like Robbins work there. We'll look at Black Cat #1 next week. Lee Elias. That might be fun. Said all of his Coins and jewels, gold. Oh, mine.
Look at that. Brilliant.
Yeah, the coloring here is amazing.
Is he knocked into a vault?
He's locked in. He can't get out.
Can't breathe. I'm suffocating. Money, it's killing me. I arg. Should be like Uncle Scrooge and try to swim through it.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. About that,
Yeah. Yep, war horse.
Oh, this one is dark.
Yeah, it is dark. It's really dark. You can't see most of the lines, but it's inked dark as well. This is really heavy inks compared to some of the other stories that we've seen. He's really laying on the ink here. A lot of brushwork, it looks like.
What happened to the horse's feet? Hooves? Did they in a cloud or something?
Well, I would say he didn't want to draw him. Yeah, so he put him in tall grass.
Orange grass.
Yeah.
Note to colorist: make grass orange.
Yeah. He's being attacked by lava. It's an old artist trick. If you can't draw feet, or in this case, hooves, just draw tall grass. If you look at Journey by Bill Loebs, I don't mean this as a degrading remark at all, because I really love Bill and I admire his work, but he said he hates drawing feet, so he always put Wolverine McAllister in tall grass. Always.
Even when he was in his living room.
Even when he was in his living room, yeah. Look at that. You don't see that very often. Horizontal panel here. That's nice. That's probably got a lot more detail than the camera's picking up. That's really a pretty picture here. Nice illustration. Very nice.
And then Vinny turned up the bottom tier.
Yeah, whoops. That's probably because he took so much time on this. I don't want to draw that small detail.
Yeah, on the right-hand page, the bottom left panel, it's spoiled by the color, isn't it? You can't see what's going on.
It definitely is. But it's a beautiful panel. I mean, if it didn't have any color on it, it'd be gorgeous. Yeah. It's interesting. Oh, getting into some faded tones here. Somebody being adventurous, especially under this coloring system. Holy crap. That's all those graduated tones are a risk, to say the least. So it might have been colored by Marie then, knowing what she's doing.
Beautiful style, these files.
Yeah, love it. I'd say it's meant to be a dark story, so it's inked heavier. There's more silhouettes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But overpowered by the color.
Yeah. Nope, there we go. Is it for that one? Last Bullet. War story. Again, some weird coloring here. Orange hands. Just solid, as if they didn't want to take the time to, or didn't feel it needed to be completely colored. Just gave it one tone.
Yeah. And there's the cover. Just go back there to cover.
Yeah, the guy with the gun.
Bottom left with the.
Right here. Oh yeah,
That's the cover, isn't it?
sure
Cover
is.
of the book.
Yep.
Very Harvey Kurtzman style.
Yeah.
So originally this was an anthology, like 40 pages or 24 pages or what? Do you know?
This is short story assignments that he did for a number of different publishers that are in public domain. So there was probably one story mixed in with another 3 in a comic.
Oh, okay.
Just like those old ECs that we look at.
Mm-hmm.
It's, Krigstein worked for EC for quite a while, especially towards the end of the comic book run. The Terrorist, a true spy story. Blam, it goes outside the panel borders. Oops, pardon me. And now we're seeing a kind of a sparser style coming through. Maybe for deadlines, I don't know.
I just wonder if sometimes he might just change just for his own.
I think he does. Yeah.
His own sanity, you know what I mean?
Especially since he's working in short stories.
Yeah, he's just mixing it up, I think, for his own
amusement.
Amusement, yeah.
Keep himself interested in the work.
Yeah.
I think a number of artists like that had that problem. I know Jack Cole did. He when he was doing his own when he was doing Plastic Man, that's why it was as crazy as it was, is that he was just trying to keep himself amused,
interested.
Interested in the work.
Oh, here we go.
Now we're in black and white.
This is more like it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Except for the tones, the letter tone on it.
Well, I'm sure they felt that they had to, put some grayscale in there in order to work it. I think they did this because he's running through a 4th dimension.
Right.
Or they wanted to look otherworldly, so they put it in black and white. It's floating.
Apart from the lettering at the top, the title, are they using one of those machines that they have where they?
Yes, they are.
Them template things.
Yep. One of those guides like the EC did right at the early part of their runs.
Yeah.
This has got a bit of a toth feel to it.
Lots of emptiness.
Yeah. This is weird. Weird that it can draw in so many different ways.
And a lot of space between the panels as well.
Yeah.
I guess it lets it all breathe.
Yeah.
No, not so much now. It's more.
They're evenly spaced, though. It's not like it was a cut and paste job, or at least it doesn't look like one. The spaces here are intentional.
I can't wait for someone to say about that, about my work.
What?
What do you think of Russ's work? Well, it's evenly spaced.
Dealing with a dimensional blob here.
What's going on with that guy's eye at the top left?
It's a weird style.
It is.
Very weird.
Double letter set here. If he's not using duo shade. I don't think he is, though. It doesn't look like it's painted. I think he just used screens on this.
Yeah. It never works, does it? Do that moire effect. Alex, this doesn't work. That's odd. that second page, second tier, last panel, second panel. Look at that. It's a strange hand. His arm must be about 13 feet long.
Yeah.
Very strange.
Is that might be somebody else's arm, somebody else's hand, because I think his arm goes here. Doesn't it? Isn't that his hand?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. You're right. Yeah. You're right. Very odd, though.
Willie drove off in Old Bessie, and I stood guard over the ever-changing, what is that word? Shrinking mass of flesh. I kept thinking of Willie's finger cross section, pierced and squirming, held fast on the plane world. Oh, he's showing here how an extra dimensional being would work. I think I've read this. Remember reading this story where he was talking about how we perceive things and comparing it to drawing on a piece of paper.
2 dimensions.
And how, breaking the dimensions, different things. That's why he's got his finger there.
Look at that pose at the bottom panel there. How far his legs are apart. On the explosion. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah. Crazy.
Very tall, that guy, isn't he? On that last panel.
And I guess you got Willie. We buried Willie in the grave nearby. So now when folks drop by my farm and ask me about the mound between the trees, I just shrug. I used to tell what happened whenever anybody asked, but I gave up. Nobody believed me.
Back to the color.
Pipe dream. Getting into the opium dens, huh? That's what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Is his foot coming from the explosion? That the panel before?
Looks like he lost his boot.
Right.
I think that's his foot. Either that or that's
Right.
that stump of his leg here.
Oh, dear.
His foot blown off. I saw the face of the enemy. I felt the impact of shells exploding. Saw the great bloodshed. And I dreamed my only son would die. Al's in the house this morning. Good morning, all. Just be watching. Trying not to massively message too much. You're welcome, Al, to message however you need. That first page in the opium den reminded me of League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Yeah, see that?
It's got more of a Gene Colan style to this one for me. It's very the line moves a lot and odd angles.
Got a lot looser on this page.
Yeah.
No panel, hardly no panel borders. Yeah. It's probably a flashback sequence or something.
Oh, is that it? What happened?
Must have been it. So, oh, well.
In a dream.
It's time for another dream, is it not? That's how it ends.
This could be in Erie, this story, couldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
You're blessed to give. Well, that's a book.
Hello, I'm home. So what do you want? Fanfare?
This style's totally different now.
Yeah.
Every story's been different, hasn't it?
More of a domestic.
Yeah. Look at that. So what do you want? A fanfare? Touche.
Look at that succession of panels. Showing time.
Yeah. The panel there in the bottom left, it says, it's one of those bombs that explodes. What kind of bomb doesn't explode? I suppose an unexploded one.
There you go. Al says a little bit. Michael Craig Martin. His artwork. I'm not familiar. Stanley been clever too. He knew Kelly's seen him place the bomb in the kink. So that morning he poisoned it, but good. Oops. Keys made while you wait. Oh, I see what that is. That's the fire escape from the other building. That's smart. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of an odd fold, isn't it? Here. Oh, it's his arm. I got it. Yeah. Took a second.
These stories are more like character studies, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're very real, in-depth characters.
Well, everybody was doing short stories at this point. All of the books were anthology books. Very few long stories ran. Marvel Family maybe, and you might get a Superman or one of the superhero titles that ran long, but the majority of these, the horror books, the romance book, and the war books all ran on short stories. To have a longer story is, really noteworthy, like the Submariner Human Torch fight that ran an entire issue. They made a big deal about it being one big long story.
Yeah.
Where nowadays it would have just been another issue. Well, actually, with the way the story goes, nowadays it would have been 6 more issues.
Yeah. We would have been crying about something.
Yeah.
Is there a motive why anthologies just stopped?
Say what?
Is there a motive why anthologies just stop being published? Because
I think it's because the comic itself got pared down to about 32 pages. And that really started during the Silver Age. They started going from short stories to single issue stories. And like one story per book. The superhero books started that first, and then the war comics followed. And even the war comics had little backups in it, little short stories.
So it was an editorial motive than people liking less anthologies?
Yeah, I think so. Personally, that we've been trained nowadays. It's hard to sell an anthology on the direct market, but back then everyone was all short stories, and you had a wide variety of artists working on them. Like the EC books were really prime examples of that. And at that point, everybody was following EC. You look at the Crime Does Not Pay books; those have like 5 short stories in them too. But they'd compact them down. I mean, you'd get you'd tell nowadays you'd tell a book's worth of story in one of these little short stories. They just break it down into panels and larger word or longer prose in it in order to tell the story. You go through and you read some of these, and they run like full. They could be full issue tales because they're so dense with verbiage and plot content. And yeah, a lot of character study work here. Usually, though, still very stereotyped. The couple that don't get along and hate each other and want to kill each other. And yeah, it's very much Alfred Hitchcock presents level of storytelling.
This style of art, this particular story could be Modesty Blaze type of thing.
Well, yeah, almost. He's got a stylistic look to it, though. Look at that, how he bent that figure here. Always a little something to have fun with.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. The screen fades. Light creeps in. I see a coffin. Kathy sitting on the floor beside it, sobbing. I can hear her sobbing, and I'm there, trying to peer into the coffin, trying to see who's in it. I don't know who's in it, but he's in it. Kathy, huh? Choke you, Kathy. Get away from me. Keep away from me. The murder, Kathy Layton. Oh, to murder Kathy Layton as I murdered her husband. Oh, what a friendly guy.
I'll kill him with an axe.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Choke you.
I love the angles of the first three panels on the page on the right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little harsher lighting. Heavier shadows. Oh, yeah.
This artwork is very, and I don't mean black. It's very dark, isn't it? This story.
Yeah.
You know, the artwork is showing that it's got darker.
17 panels on that page.
Has he got his head? Got somebody's head.
I think so.
He became head bookkeeper.
That's what he's. So I bought an axe, and I thought I waited for him. He's not shrewd anymore. He hasn't got a good head on his shoulders anymore. I've got it.
Shut him.
He's having to cover a lot of ground in just a few pages, so he's thinning out them panels pretty hard.
Yeah. The head off some kind. It's in that bag.
Yeah.
And Copper says, right. Got a tiny little panel in the corner there, the first page, right at the bottom. Yeah.
What does it say? What does it say in the second page in the middle when you have the head and then the legs on top?
Here? Oh, here?
Yeah. No. Next. Those three panels with the head
And
in the
then
bottom. Yeah.
And then I hear it, the click, clack of feet echoing out of the drizzle. Quick moving feet moving towards me.
Oh, nice.
I duck back into a doorway and wait. He comes through the mist like a shadow carrying a melon-shaped canvas bag. I got you, you crazy expletive.
Yeah, the sequence is amazing.
So I pull out my 45. He comes closer, swinging the bag like he was happy, humming softly. He's thinking, I got you.
Beautifully done.
He spins around, and I'm not taking any chances. I squeeze the trigger, blasting his face away in a red smear. He pitches forward. The canvas bag drops with a thud.
That's a great sequence.
These are pre-code stories, folks. They wouldn't let him get away with that with the code in place. Pretty scary. See his panel. Sorry, Matt Black says, I like the smaller boxes. They almost look like stop animation. Yeah, yep, very much so.
Mm-hmm.
See, he's no longer head of the class. Ha. Yeah. There we go. Sorry. Oh. Got a McCloud with this guy. See here, my radio. Just radioed that they got your maniac a few minutes ago.
There's a bowling ball. Bowling.
It's not a head. It's a bowling ball. Oh, Lord. Only a bowling ball.
Yeah, this was my favorite so far, due to the way he's telling the story and the way he puts the figures, the crazy angle and the shadow.
Mm-hmm.
Impressive. Yeah, my favorite so far.
Cool. It's poetic justice. Another Asian themed story, it looks like.
Yeah, he must have been on a trip to the Far East.
Yeah. Either that or he was the only one up there willing to take on Asian likenesses.
Well, like I said the other week, the stereotypes for a reason.
Yeah.
Great falls on that when he's peeping from behind that blanket thing in the center.
Yeah.
Yep. These are eerie stories. They're all so violent, aren't they?
That's kind of the tone of the day, though. You had a lot of horror stories out there on radio and in pulp magazines. The comics just picked up from there. It's not like they were blazing a trail, with new horror stories. They were using a lot of this pulp magazines and radio dramas that were out at the time. Bet he had some sort of photo reference for that. Got that temple here too, working.
Yeah.
It's nice. Yeah, a lot of his work gets those monotone colors. I don't know if that's Marie Severin's doing it or just some colorist being a little lazy.
Yeah.
I would imagine they're trying to go for a specific mood. This is nice. Negative space working here. It's ship there. Salvage. It's nice.
That's good.
The water. We're not quite at the top of the hour yet. I think we only have one or two more stories to go.
Well, just a short one today.
It's all good. Yeah, but some great artwork. Look at that.
Cool.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, just looking at that, it's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah, look at that.
It's just a shame he's obviously constricted. Some of those pans would be really nice, a lot bigger, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Right.
Garibaldi.
Nice biscuits.
his artwork on this particular couple of strips is like John M. Burns. He used to draw in Countdown, and he used to draw TV shows in TV comic and stuff like that. He does a lot of that where the faces are just half rendered and the big red on one side. I'll send you some of it. It's really good. Mm-hmm. But I think he was doing it because of the deadline thing again. I think he was developing a new style so he wouldn't have to draw a full face. But I might be wrong.
Might have been going for mood.
Yep.
On the story. Yeah.
I'll send you a couple of stories and you can make up your own mind.
His face.
Who's this Johnny Reb?
Yeah.
They're shooting at him and he's worried about his kitchen. So he's killed 15,000 enemy troops because they spilt his beans.
You spilt my beans.
But I am a coward. We are all alive, my boy. No man lives to attack another until that other invades, attacks, wrecks what is ours. That is why we're fighting for the liberty that is ours, and that no one can wreck. Dinosaur. More cartoony. Great faces. There's some nice detail in here that you can't see, probably.
Yeah.
Thanks to the heavy coloring.
I suppose they've got to be seen to be doing something, haven't they?
Yeah.
It's a real test, these later stories, all these millions of panels.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs.
Back when the majority of the comic fans were actual readers and they read the books.
Yeah.
Instead of just slab them. Survival. That looks familiar. Oh, look at all them panels.
19 on that page.
That's a 20-panel grid.
Yeah.
That's a bit serious.
Had to have been 2 up. I'm gonna draw that down.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's not particularly detailed artwork.
That's true. But it has a 20-panel grid.
I'd have been inclined to leave those explosions in white, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you'd think so. I had a hard time figuring out exactly what they were there for a minute until I went to the next panel. In blue like that, they almost look like trees.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's 17 panels on a page.
And then 6 on the next.
And backgrounds. Yeah. Obviously takes place at night.
Yeah.
Boom. Boom. Yeah. A World War II story. Then finally, the last look. Look at that stuff. Done a little thinner than.
It's like Gil Kane again with those eyes.
It does.
At least you're not going to get bored looking at his artwork because it changes all the time, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That needs a thwack there, doesn't it? Where he's slapping him. Thwack.
It's nice.
Yeah, similar to the cover, he likes that shot, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
They're all double crossing fuckers, aren't they? These people in these stories.
Mm-hmm. It's like a struggle.
Blam.
So, where did these? I wasn't here last week. Where did most of these appear? These stories?
Like Hillman and Standard Publications.
Right. Are they American?
Yeah.
Because it seems to be like an American format on the page size.
Yeah. Yeah. They were odd American from unusual publishers that are now in public domain.
Right.
Pretty sure. There are some copyright. Let me see if that's it. Sorry, folks.
It's somebody's washing machine, Matt. So it
What?
sounds like.
Oh, I'm
What?
sorry. That's my furnace just kicked in.
That's all right. Oh, there you go, Matt. It's a furnace.
Following stories, copyright William M. Gaines. So I guess they pulled some out of the EC books.
Yeah, there you go.
Vault of Horror. I thought some of that stuff looked familiar.
Must have been leftover scripts he had, you know.
Other copyrights, Eugene. No, these were all in Vault of Horror. There's one Tales from the Crypt. Salvage is from Piracy.
They all had that look, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Headline Publications, Conning the Confidence Man by Headline Publications. Patches Publications, Our Publishing Company, Huckster's Castle, Hillman Periodicals, Hillman. There's a 20th Century Comic Corporation. There's a couple of DC comic stories here, or at least current copyright holders, Marvel and DC. So it's a collection of different stories that he did over the years from a lot of different publishers. I thought they were all public domain stories, but I must be wrong.
Because I'd never heard of this guy.
Krigstein? Yeah.
No.
His main mark, and I'm surprised they didn't have it in here. Since they reprinted a bunch of the EC stories, he had a story in Impact that was the name of the comic, was Impact. It was a new trend story after the Comic Code Authority was kicking in, about a guy on a train, a Jewish guy on a train station. and he took it. He took the story as they sent him, and he chopped it all up into smaller panels, and it really threw him and added 2 pages to the story. He kept the story verbiage there, but the 7-page story turned into a 9-page story with a bunch of thin panels because he went through and he was showing time by the breakdown of different panels, and it really made a mark on a lot of sequential art guys. It's one of those stories that you teach in a sequential art class because it's that good. And he was kind of the first one to really sit there. And that's why you get all of these thin panels working. I think later on he started taking his the stuff and splitting it up as he saw fit.
Well, there you go, kids. That's why you watch us.
There's a picture of him there.
Learn something new.
Great book from Fantagraphics. I think it's on its 3rd or 4th printing, still in available. There's some strip work from him.
Is that pencil top left?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
See if I can get any closer on that.
So keep it still. Wow, look at that.
It's cool.
Yeah.
With the panels, the lettering balloons in as well.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
Blacksmith Bill Malone.
What are they showing the difference for there, Randy, on the left?
Sure. I am not sure. It's got to be different. Somebody went through and touched him up or something. Let me see here. The above panel from Kid Walks Tough retains the basic image from an original comic book where the main restoration concerns are color corrections and registration adjustment. Here.
Right. Yeah.
And then the other one is in Lily White Joe. The color was originally removed from an original comic. The top example is the first result of this process. In the restored version, underneath, many details had to be opened up. The heads and hands of the 2 main figures, the wine bottle on the table, the background figures, the upper sleeve of the waitress, etc. The lettering has also been slightly reduced and repositioned. Impossible to exactly duplicate the artist's original line. The best one can hope for is an approximation. The success of the procedure depends on the printing quality of the particular comic book, which can vary wildly, the quality of the initial scan, and the amount of time invested by the restorer. So they're showing a before and after here of what they had to go through in order to get the panel right to be printed. Illustration work from the Kid Talks Tough. Yeah, right at the start of the book was a bunch of Nayoka, the Jungle Girl covers that Krigstein had painted. Nayoka, that's all his work. Yeah, did we look him up? I thought we looked him up on Wikipedia.
I think we did, yeah. This is not spring 54, this stuff, so it's mid-50s, all this stuff.
Yeah. Right during the time of the Code Authority.
Yeah.
I wonder, he must not have stayed working for very long. Probably got bored and got into more profitable art assignment.
It says there, May 54, story by Johnny Craig. I wonder if Johnny Craig did most of the stories then, apart from those.
Probably just that one. That might be one that they know of that he did for sure.
Oh yeah, the one above is Al Filstein.
Yeah, he passed January 8th, 1990. His best known work for comics, the 8-page story Master Race, originally published in the debut issue of EC Comics Impact. We don't have that here. Born in Brooklyn, Jewish household, Brooklyn College. Krigstein spearheaded an effort by himself and fellow comics artist Arthur Pedley, George Evans, and Ed Ash to found the comic industry's short-lived attempt at a labor union. Yeah, we did read this last week. Did some work for Mad Magazine, won a number of awards. Krigstein was posthumously inducted in the comic book industry's Jack Kirby Hall of Fame in '92, the Will Eisner Comic Book Hall of Fame in 2003. Jed Greg Sadowski's book B. Krigstein Volume 1 won the Harvey Award for Best Biographical Journalistic Presentation in 2003. It was also nominated for a Harvey Special Award of Excellence in Presentation in 2003. I believe that's the book we have here, right? Sure.
See those last pages there are almost as more interesting than the stories, because if you read them, it's got things like September 54, original colours by Marie Severin. So she was, I don't know how old she was, but she was very young there. Then on some of them it says recoloured by Marie Severin. So where they cut and shot from the original comic, some of them. So where it would work, they left it.
Mm-hmm.
Then if it didn't work, they must have somehow had the plates or something, or the original artwork, and recolored it.
Well, they probably had the original comic. I think that's what they are showing back here. And that they took the original comic and had, because it was badly printed, they had to wash the color out. Then they had to touch it up, and then they recolored it. Because I think this is an original and then a retouch by Marie. Of the work.
A lot of work in that colouring part of this, putting it together.
Yeah.
In fact, if you think about it, there's probably only her working on it, because it's already been written and drawn. So it's not like they're waiting for the artist, is it?
Mm-hmm. There's the inside back cover. What a great book.
Yeah, it's a real tough cover, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Kurtzman cover.
Very much so. Yeah.
Bang, bang.
It's B. Krigstein Comics, folks. Fanographic Books, 2003. So a collection of great short stories. Like I said, next week we'll probably look at Black Cat 1. On Sundays we're looking at Akira. We are 2 episodes in, just about to finish the first book. So that's Sunday Funnies at 9 a.m. And the previous 2 episodes and the previous episode for this book are all archived over on YouTube at the Comic Book Black Belt YouTube channel, the Randy Zim YouTube channel, and the Indie Comics Network YouTube channel. So go over there and subscribe and like and hit that bell for notifications. Deeply appreciated. Any interaction you have with this program goes to help our algorithms and helps us to be seen by more people. Little shorter today, but we got it done, and we will see you next week. Russ, Marv, you want to tell folks how they can find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram by Marv Mr. Sin. I'm putting there my latest work, Deadly Sketch, a short horror story. And I have for you guys a suggestion. by Christophe Chaboutet, Moby Dick.
I do not have that book.
It's amazing.
Oh, look at that,
man! Look at that.
Lovely. Yeah,
that's
proper
beautiful.
black and white. Look at that.
Yeah,
it's beautiful. I have the Portuguese version. Unfortunately, the French one was very expensive, but I got the 2 volumes, and it only cost me €15 each, so around $16.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great suggestion. The artist is incredible, so I highly recommend it.
Sounds good.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Very, very welcome. Thanks for coming on. Russ, please tell folks how they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me at russleach.com. Sign up for the email list there so you can find out all about the Atlantean. If you want to go and back us right now, you can go to fundmycomic.com/theatlantean4. That's the number 4. And back us for issue 4. You can pick up back issues there. If you don't want to spend the money, then you can wait until they are out at retail. But you don't get quite as much for your money for your pound for your buck or whatever it is. We give you a print of the gorgeous front cover, and obviously it's slightly different as well. The print is slightly different. It's a first edition, so that's what we give to our backers. But it will be available on at retail. We'll continue. Issue 5 will be a double size issue, and that will be out later in the year. And there'll be an omnibus following that up as well. But for this one, go check it out. There's a backup story for Lethal, which was really good fun. And in the next issue, Glenn will be having a backup story as well. So lots of stuff going on. So check it out. Go to russleach.com, sign up for the email list, or just go straight to fundmycomic.com/theatlantean4 to pick up a copy and back us this time round.
And really, all you have to do is go to fundmycomic.com, their homepage. We're right there on the main page. All the active campaigns are on the main page. And just click right through to this page. Let me run this trailer here.
We don't want to run it from there.
Oops. Huh?
Run your own one. Run your own one. Don't run it from there.
We'll run it as we leave.
Yeah. Run the trailer as we leave. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it doesn't work as well, does it? Through there.
Well, do what we can. Glenn, please tell folks how they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me on this channel with Randy and Russ and other guests on Friday mornings and on Sunday afternoon for us. But if you go to Amazon, I've got 12 books on there, various subjects, lots of magazines and all kinds of stuff. But if you just put my name in Google, something will come up, and you can take it from there if you wish.
Cool. Yeah, we've been doing this for a few years now. I think we have 3 or 4 years worth of archives sitting there in those places I mentioned earlier. Comic Book Black Belt YouTube channel, Randy Zim YouTube channel, and the Indie Comics Network YouTube channel. We've looked at a lot of great sequential art. We're always open for new suggestions or for more stuff. I'm really going to have to track down those Moby Dick books, I think. So you can take a look at those. Lots of stuff on the way, folks. We do this twice a week. Like I said, next week's program, I believe Friday will be live, and then I will be at the Grand Rapids Con. I will be at the Grand Rapids Con in Kalamazoo. I'll be at the Grand Rapids Kalamazoo Con from the 10th to the 12th. Signing books. I should have copies of the Atlantean there if they get delivered in time, and I'm sure they will. I'll have copies of the Atlantean as well as a lot of other comics I've done over the decades, as well as teaching a class in cartooning on Saturday. So looking forward to that. Haven't done that in a few years. A lot of fun, how to combine real basic shapes and curved lines and make your favorite cartoon character. So I hope to see you there. If you do, stop in at the Kalamazoo Con, find my table, tell me that you've seen this broadcast. I'll give you a free comic. Happily. Free color comic, $5 value. Might even be Russ's comic.
Just make sure it's not. Just make sure it's not Spider-Man #1 that you found in the drawer.
It's an Arrow. It's an Arrow comic. No,
Signed by Stanley and
Signed
Steve
by
Ditko.
Stanley.
That'd be worth something, wouldn't it?
Yeah, signed by Ditko. Absolutely, that'd be crazy. Folks, thanks again for watching us. Please watch our archives. Tell your friends if you enjoyed this program. Thanks for contributing to the chat. Deeply appreciate all of you watching us. We know a lot of you watch us after the fact. That's great too. So we hope that we are entertaining you. We do this because we love the art form. I love comics. Everybody here loves comics. We're not getting paid to do this. We don't have a sponsor. We're lucky to be on the Indie Comics Network, though Indie Comics Network does take super chats. Any super chat that you give to our program goes to the Indie Comics Network to help them keep their lights on, and it's not cheap. So, and there's a lot of other programming available over at the Indie Comics Network as well, if you want to go over there and check them out. I think that's it, folks. We'll see you on the next one. Akira is on Sunday, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Hope to see you then. We're just having a blast looking through that manga. It's a lot of fun, real classic stuff. Great material. We'll be back here again next Friday, next Sundays, not this Sunday's, but next Sunday's broadcast will be pre-recorded. But
he hopes. He hopes.
I hope. We'll see how it goes. All right. Take care, everybody.
До свидания.
See you later. He said stalling for time. Here we go.
Hi, y'all. It's time for Appalachian Word of the Day. The word of the day is marinara. How fast do you think that car get up to? About 120 marinara?
Type of holes people prefer. Donut holes or Hardy's new biscuit holes?
B-hole.
Yeah.
B-hole has it over the A-hole for sure.
Why? What do you like about it?
The A-hole seems kind of small.
It's great.
I just don't like the A-holes. B-holes are tasty and flavorful.
The A-hole is nasty.
A-hole tastes funny. I guess I'm just kind of a B-hole kind of guy.
Introducing biscuit holes with icing. The best kind of holes money can buy. New at Hardee's.
Yay! Yay! Think about what you've accomplished.
As he sits each day at his board, along with his characters, Jack Kirby is far from lonely.
I haven't got the trappings of a circus, but there in my mind is a very active and bright and colorful place that's as good as any circus that I've ever seen. And I live with that, and I enjoy it immensely.
In the time before Atlantis sank, when the lands of this world were savage and untamed, one man would claim his destiny, seizing his place as a king. After defending his throne and learning the devastating truth of the Serpent Kingdom and its deadly cults, King Kull in his right hand ruled the Spear Slayer, make a solemn vow to hunt down and destroy the hidden empire of these serpent demons. These are the tales of those journeys. This is the Atlantean. Tales inspired by the brilliance of Robert E. Howard, featuring his first barbarian characters as introduced in the pages of his classic tale, The Shadow Kingdom. Each volume contains beautifully painted covers and around 50 pages of original black and white art and story, featuring classic sword and sorcery adventures you don't want to miss. Join us on these epic adventures and sign up now for news with the email list at russleach.com. Bring your axe and prepare for battle.
Hi, would you like some headphones?
Absolutely, but how did you know my name was Phones?
You bunch of losers! What was that? This is not a charade. We need total concentration. Now, once again, this time, with feeling.
You like movies about gladiators?
No matter where you go, there you are.
And
taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit.